and then he'll climb up for some aggressive aerobatics. And as he launches in dramatic fashion, I'll ask you to hold your applause for Bob. We'll give him a moment. But look at Jason right now. That airplane isn't using its wings right now. It's using raw horsepower, 400 horsepower, and the fuselage for lift. While he watches the temperatures to make sure that engine is perfect before he commits to the aerobatic he's about to fly. Now he's going to dip down and climb up, and he's going to shake the airplane out some more. He's going to roll it around one way, and he's going to roll it around the other way to make sure nothing's loose inside. Then he's going to make sure the belts are as tight as they can possibly be, because he's really going to push and pull some impressive G's. So folks, as he's about to begin, watch now as he builds up his energy. And I'm going to introduce you to Bob down here. Bob, get out of the airplane. And upside down and around and around. And climbs up into the sky. I'll ask you to put your hands together, please, for Bob Compton. So he's going to check his direction. Over he goes to translate now to first for aerobatic. You notice that too? Tumbling, and he's not done yet. He's going to tumble that airplane some more. Chicken sideways and around the other way. And let's go the other direction at the top of the maneuver. But Jason knows exactly what numbers he needs to get it done. As he pushes forward now, 0 G like an astronaut floats over the top and changes direction to drop back in again with more energy, more speed for more aerobatic. Unbelievable. Jason Newburg, extreme aerobatic pilot, loves to share the high energy performance. In the very beginning in Toronto, Canada, Jason's father, Ron, started an aerobatic championship in the late 1960s. Those performances inspired Jason to become an aerobatic pilot. At the age of 16, his first solo flight by 17 ski planes were the first he added to the list of aircraft and continued to build his experience in many different types of aircraft. 18 years ago, Jason discovered the aircraft that would satisfy his craving for an adrenaline rush. The Pitts biplane allowed him to explore his interest of aerobatic flight that started in his youth. Then he went to the next stage. An airplane that started out as a Pitts, but has turned out to be called the Viper, and I'll tell you more about its dramatic changes. He pulls, then he pushes, and those are high G's, and he has to have a massive G tolerance to be able to pull and push G's one after the other like that. The positive G's load him down into the seat. The negative G's want to push him out of the seat. Inside his body, as his body weight increases in the positive G's, inside his body in the negative G's, the fluids want to come up. He's got to learn to control that and keep breakfast and lunch from revisiting him. So he fights to do that, but also on the body, blood goes up to the top of his head. Some of our pilots and again, he pushes heavy negative G's as he goes outside around. And right now, as most of our aggressive aerobatic pilots do, cool the engine down just a bit. 400 horsepower, reach for some higher, cooler air, and readjust the belt. Because of those heavy negative G's, as he pushes out, he can get a little loose, so he ratchets it down. They ratchet the 5 connections. So he's turning those ratchets right now to make sure he's not going to move. Make sure his feet stay securely on the pedals, too. You don't want to come off the pedals when you're flying these kinds of aerobatics. Now the engine's cooled down, he's liking the temperatures, and he's going to transition to even more aggressive aerobatics. Now, instead of using just the lower half of the aerobatic box, he's got some blue sky coming in, so he's going for the full box maneuvers now. So he's going to get increased speed, lots more energy as he gets ready to enter.
All right, Jason, you're live.
Jason, let's hear it.
Hello, Oceana. Shane Newburg talking to you from the cockpit of the Prince Viper. I wanted to take a break here, cool down my engine, come back for the second half of my performance. I wanted to say a shout out to all the servicemen and women, and especially the wounded warriors who are here honoring today. Navy wounded warriors. I'll be down to see you, sign autographs in a little while. And back to the second part of the performance. Thanks for everybody for coming out.
I can't get over how calm, cool, and collected he sounds. I mean, the adrenaline must be amazing just dealing with that. All right, so here he comes, folks. Part 2. Lots more sky to dance in as well. Jason Newburg and the Viper. Watch this. The incredible roll rate over 400 degrees per second. In this highly modified version of the pitch called the Viper, now watch him reach for the sky. Look how much higher 400 horsepower can take him. He continues to climb until gravity wins the struggle, but not the flight. Even though he's falling, he's adding style to that fall because he's fighting and rotating the airplane. He's got to get the nose down, though, to regain flying, so he's got to flip the airplane over. Now he's got to reconnect, and he's adding style to that. He's not flying yet, folks. He's still falling. He's still not connected. Now he's connected with just feet to spare so that he can fly out of it knowing exactly how much altitude he needed to begin that maneuver so that he can finish it before meeting the runway in the wrong way. Way up at the top of the aerobatic box, once again, he disconnects. He stops flying right now and he starts falling. Here he comes now. He's in a flat spin. Once again, he has got to get the nose down to reconnect, but he wants to have a little fun in the meantime. He knows where he has to start doing that. Down goes the nose, up comes the speed. The wings reconnect again and he starts flying. Fuselage, wings, ailerons, cowling, tail services, landing gear, instrumentation, fuel, and oil systems have all been redesigned and built with performance and reliability as the prime objective. That's why it's not called the Viz, it's called Viper. Snaps that airplane around again on the top of it, showing just how much energy he needed to get it done. We're talking 1,100 pounds of flying machine with 400 horsepower. Snapping the airplane around and around 4 times. Very physically demanding stuff. Hot in that cockpit, under the pressure glass, behind the 400 horsepower engine. And now he gets down real low. Behind the tree. Down the show line. helicopter. He's dancing on the edge of falling. Look at that, folks. That airplane's an extension of him. He is feeling that airplane out. Kicks it over at the last second. Jason Newburg. That is outstanding stuff. He'll be looking this time by, folks. Your last look at the airplane today. Give it up. Give him a huge win. Jason Newburg. Out and over the Humpty bump. Turned around where he had 0G, but he's just crabbing down because he can't see over the nose of the airplane. This airplane is a real handful to land. It lands fast. It's got a tiny wheelbase, 400 horsepower, big prop, 1,100 pounds of flying machine, windy conditions. Watch him now set it down, and it's squirrely. It's like a monkey on roller skates. It just is a real handful right now. Watch the rudder dancing around. He's slowing it down. Doesn't want to touch the brakes. Stand it up on its nose, and there.